Released in 2021, this unlicensed tank hero D.Va from Overwatch by ASToys was also called Xiao, the esports pro gamer cosplay girl. Way to be subtle, I suppose. Kicking things off is this rather doll-like head sculpt, which is a far cry from D.Va's longer and more stylized face in the game. This portrait is also too stoic to capture her emotive and charismatic face. D.Va is competitive, a bit of a show-off, but also full of smiles, which is why I'd argue that interchangeable faceplates like Zen Creations' Naruto would have done wonders here. And running with that notion, sculpted hair would have worked really well if you can swap out the faces. Not to mention, the possibilities for different hairstyles would go a long way for display options. But for what it is, this head sculpt does look really good. The rooted hair is also very soft and easy to manage, and I'm quite impressed by the consistent styling on the bangs. Even D.Va's signature headset did not go amiss. It's sculpted in plastic, with the proper colors and grooves to complete the look. This head does come with sculpted ears for anchoring the headset, though it can be a bit finicky to snap in place under this luscious hair. And much like the head sculpts, this costume looks pretty good, despite not being the most accurate representation of D.Va. Though the base stretchy fabric could use a more purple hue, it's appropriately joined by different types of materials for that tactile feel, such as hard plastic for the silver collar, soft rubber around the neck and lower back, and shiny white leather sections for the legs and boots. The rabbit logo and these seam lines are printed on, but it's a bummer that these lines have some jagged artifacts. The shoulder armors are once again made of hard plastic, and they're securely sewn in, much like the back plate here. They all look great, with the proper rivets and logos, and this extends to the lower back, by way of these separate platings and intricate patterns. I'm loving these team and sponsor logos, which are promptly printed on the legs. They're clean and perfectly legible, but I don't think that Champion Esports logo at the end should be there though. And aside from a few missing pink patches, the shape for the boots and the hard plastic outsoles are pretty on point. However, intricate as it may be, the suit's composition does become a hindrance for articulations. While the body is capable of the usual range of motion, it doesn't have that super slender physique that's faithful to D.Va's in-game model. The body also isn't seamless, which normally means you can leave her in a pose for a long time. But this is where the suit gets in the way, especially for areas that are joined by different materials. And that's basically everywhere besides the elbows. The shoulder pads can't flex to cope with arm movements, so they eat into the rubber sections at those extreme angles. Oh, and the wrinkles formed on the leather sections are so gnarly. I'm not comfortable leaving her in a pose even for a few quick shots. But like many of those Hot Toys Spider-Man suits, the wrinkles did eventually smooth themselves out, but the shiny white surface had definitely lost a bit of its luster at the folds. So to a certain extent, this D.Va is undoubtedly capable of some dynamic poses, but I definitely wouldn't push it in efforts to keep the suit pristine. The accessories are the definition of bare minimum. What a surprise. Besides 2 sets of basic hand poses, the only thing packed with this D.Va is her light gun. It does look pretty good, with the approximately accurate details, paint job, and 2 removable magazines. The only thing missing is her bunny charm that hangs by the grips. I'd argue that a heart or a victory hand gesture, along with her pink smartphone, would have added a lot of character in this department. Lastly, we have this static display base, with a silhouette of D.Va, or Xiao, though the design of this print is actually pretty neat. For the size comparison, here we have the War Story Tifa with the Super Duck 2.0 head sculpts, followed by Aerith, once again by Super Duck, and Ellie from The Last of Us Part 2 by Master Team. The height of this figure is about the only thing that's 100% accurate to its source material. D.Va, or 19-year-old Hana Song, was about 5'5" in the events of Overwatch, which makes her about 11 inches in this scale. So despite not looking quite like her, this tank hero will blend right into your 6-scale collection. So there you have it, the 1/6 scale D.Va by ASToys. Much like the cosplay phenomenon inspired by this character's popularity, this is really a figure of a beautiful girl cosplaying as D.Va. So in a sense, this release is exactly as advertised. And if the deficit in likeness and the limiting articulations are something you can look past, then this enchanting beauty might be a fun addition for your display. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.